What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to My Hero Academia, this time with Vigilantes episode 5, I believe it is. Yep, episode 5. Good episode last week. Seen quite a bit of Ingenium, like the relationship he's built, even if it is new, the new relationship he's built with Zach Crawler. I think that would be a really awesome duo to see more of in the future. Yeah, cool episode last week. No idea what to expect today. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments though. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. How would you now? Jeez. This does not look good. He's a brave vigilante. Of course he's okay going in there. What the hell's up with that guy? Oh my god, really? Really? I mean, like, logically, I was gonna say, if they were there alone, if it was just him and her, I could maybe understand. But there was a whole group of people who witnessed that and were there. Like, why would he do that? Yeah, this guy looks like an absolute furry right there. Really? That's just so, it's just so unfortunate, this. Imagine getting this rep because everybody else wanted to see where you lived. Oh dear. That must suck. It's a good look how easy it is though to ruin your reputation as a guy. We know this. My bro does not deserve this. Not to get deserve to be spoken about like this. I'm assuming this was actually before what we've seen in the series. It doesn't feel quite so spacious now, does it? Again, that really sucks, honestly. Again, you've got to imagine how many men's lives have actually been ruined like this. Because especially with the rise of social media, it's so easy for people just to put out there on the internet that this is the case, like that what happened at the start there was the case, and even if it's proven not to be, the amount of people that saw that initial kind of wave of stuff going on about you, now everybody thinks you're some kind of horrible person. It really sucks. But it also sucks that if this was to actually be the case, that I mean, you see plenty of it going both ways, don't you? You see plenty of men getting false accused. You see plenty of women actually get disregarded in their accusations. So it's really a tough line because you don't want to disregard any woman having issues with stuff like this. But on the other side, you don't want to ruin a man's entire life if he didn't do something like this. It's yeah. That's one of the arguments I have towards like the death penalty. Like, I kind of do wish people of this nature, there would be like the death penalty in places for some people of that nature. But like I was just saying, perhaps in some cases they didn't actually do it, yet they get convicted and you've just killed an innocent person. So I feel like yeah, life imprisonment is a good thing because if there ever is anything discovered, you can actually get out. Years of your life still get taken away, which is awful, but you do get heavily compensated for that. But I don't think that compensation is any any kind of I don't know. I think you'd rather take your years back. For example, if you went in like 20 years old and got out 60, I think you'd rather have those 4 years than have like $1 billion. That looks like a Power Ranger villain. Is that yours? That is one thing about being like a upcoming hero like this, isn't it? You got no idea how much you'll get into knitting and fabrics. You have to be good at that kind of stuff. I imagine happens quite often. Well, whose is it? Who bought it? Why couldn't she just not admit that she had something that wasn't hers? What does that mean? You know what, I think it is a bit crummy, but you've got to be, as I said, you've got to kind of do things yourself. Work at. Oh my god, Jesus! Why does he even have all that? He only wears this one. Jesus Christ! I've always thought that about like collecting stuff like this, like clothes and such. I was a bit like that, to be honest. I used to collect like quite a lot of shoes, and then it's just like, huh, why am I collecting all these? Why am I buying all these if I hardly ever even wear them or hardly ever even use them, and don't want to use them because you don't want to get them messed up? It then becomes, wow, what a waste of money I've just spent. I mean, I do find collections of like things like cards and figurines and such pretty awesome, but like I said, you don't actually really, you can appreciate them. You can get a lot of appreciation out of them. You can never truly enjoy them, I don't think, because yeah, it's one of those. But I was gonna say it is a bit crummy, but yeah, you kind of got to be a bit crummy because you're not an actual hero. You got to learn to sew yourself. You got to learn to patch up your clothes and so on. And being crummy is used negatively, but I think it's a kind of good thing, to be honest with you, especially in this situation. What is crummy is stealing someone else's food out of the fridge knowing it's not yours. Oh shit. Wow. Entrance exam or drowning child? Drowning child. Every time, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately. Fortunately for the kid, but unfortunately for your hero aspirations. To be honest with you, I feel like if you got there and say you did this, you should just get passed. They should just pass you for actually being a hero instead of oh, I'll do it. Wow, brilliant. Oh, look at those. What an incredible quirk. And Briars. I say one incredible quirk. I think that might be one of the worst quirks I've ever seen. I can't think of many worse than that, can you? Like I said, I feel like if you get told that, and I'm like an examiner, I'm like, fair enough. You know what? You don't even have to participate. You pass. That's what a real hero does. He gives up for other people. That is really adorable. I'd like to see that as well. No, we already know that side of you, to be honest. We already know he's like an awesome guy, so not a new side to him. The fuck? Oh shit, that was her? Her? Oh my god. He should be our hero. Jesus. Damn. So how she has she known about it all this time? Yes, she has. Wow. For real. For real. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So she okay. Interesting. I'm not sure if it makes it more or less awkward that he's here. So unfortunately not gonna come out now, is it? To be honest, I think it would almost make it a bit less awkward that he's here. Make it a little less special, I guess, but to give us some pudding. Have we had these? I don't remember seeing them. Have we had these break cards before? So there was that whole just gonna pause for a sec. There was that whole kind of segment with her meeting men, wasn't there? I think what I discussed with someone in the comments of my video is, I think I've got the correct perception of it. I don't think there's any wrong way to interpret it, but I think she was meeting men online. I'm not sure if it was on dating. That's the thing, is we didn't really get a really in-depth look at it, but it was either like dating sites or like some kind of meet-up forum or something. And I kind of think it was like the intention of her to. She doesn't really want to mess with properly like good people. It seems like she really actually wanted to focus in on men that would date young girls and then use them, which is like, it's not as bad. I couldn't give a shit about those people. I said it during the episode. I couldn't give a shit that that guy got drugged up and turned into a monster for the drug, because that is almost just like kind of showing his true nature to the outward world, isn't it? So I think she kind of thinks she's maybe. I mean, she's definitely like a villain, but she kind of thinks she's doing something good on the in the same way. If you know what I'm saying, it's like two goods. She gets to drug people and she gets to take horrible people off the streets that would do this to young children. So I kind of like, I wouldn't say she's an anti-hero, but there's like a slight like sense of justice in the way she goes about her work, I think. Again, I could just be talking absolute nonsense, but that was my interpretation of it. So and then but then it seems like this, so she just like randomly meets someone like this guy. I'm not sure if he did have the meetings or whatever with, or he was on like websites, but if she is just like this guy, we know him as just a drug user. She is taking advantage of him in a negative sense here. Like, I don't think you're a villain or a really bad person just because you take drugs. If anything, again, you're more so a victim. But as I was just saying, maybe he was actually maybe she initially met him through the dating website or something. So in that case, I wouldn't feel bad at all. But that was an interesting discussion I had about that. Hopefully we get to look more into that as well. As the season goes on. As I said, I wouldn't mind if she just carried on doing that to terrible human beings. Well, I think it's a good thing. Go more notable, although maybe not a good thing actually for a vigilante. Ah, he's not here this time. Oh shit. So one thing I will say, we haven't actually seen Hop Step do too much, have we, in terms of helping out, taking on the villains? Not that she seemingly can do too much, just being able to jump. I do wonder if she is capable of helping out a bit more. I hope she is. Ingenium? No. Guy we saw earlier. Also looks a little bit like what's his name? Forget his name. Slade Wilson. I don't know why I'm forgetting his hero name or anti-hero name. It's annoying me now. Sorry, guys. Stuff like that always annoys me. What again? Why am I remembering his human name? Oh, Slade Wilson. Deathstroke. That's the one. I wanted to say Deadshot, but I know it wasn't Deadshot. Okay, apologies about that, guys. But yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like Deathstroke, a little bit, doesn't it? Got the swords as well. 1742. I can't believe I still. To be honest, maybe there is a live action, but I still haven't actually seen a version of him in live action, which is quite amazing. I remember growing up, I wasn't a massive didn't read many comic books or anything, but I was always a massive fan of Deathstroke and anything I saw him in. Stendhal. So he's a vigilante too. Okay. Pretty cool guy. I want to see, I remember watching last week a video of, I think it was from The Amazing Spider-Man, where Andrew Garfield, climbs all around the lizard guy. Get his name now as well. But yeah, he climbs all around him and ties him up with his web. So I want to see something like that from Crawler, just crawling around somebody's body. I think that'd be quite fun. Yeah, that is kind of true. Everybody's sense of justice is slightly different, as I spoke about earlier with the whole death penalty stuff. Yes, unfortunately. So is he going to help out in trying to give us information on the bee girl? So is he killing these villains? I guess. Yeah, I guess that is where justice again does slightly differ, doesn't it? This guy goes for the kill for these villains rather than, and as I mentioned during the segment, these, I don't think that's right, because again, many of them are monsters, as we saw during that scene of her going to meet that guy on the date. But some of these guys might genuinely just be just unfortunate people that are being used. Yeah, there is that different sense of judgment they were literally just talking about. And I guess that's good for her, because that does mean that they won't get questioned by police or heroes or vigilantes. These guys now, they'll serve their purpose of being lab rats, and they'll be silenced afterwards. So yeah, win-win for her again. So yeah, what this guy's doing in this sense of judgment really is negative in multiple ways, isn't it? It's negative in the fact that he's potentially killing innocent people. When I say innocent, maybe not innocent, but like vulnerable people. Again, sometimes he's killing people you want to get killed, perhaps, but not every time. And then he's also helping her out, actually. So, but yeah, so his sense of justice is not doing too much good right here. So eventually we're going to have to take him out. But a good episode today. Like the little bit of backstory we got with Pop Step and Crawler. That was cool. That was the standout today, wasn't it? Crossing line. Looks like we are going to be going up against him. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As I said, really good episode today. Some interesting points here, which I did discuss at the end there with the whole justice sentiment and so on. I think this guy again was trying to help us out by giving information on the B girl. Probably doesn't know all that much, but he obviously knows a little something. Otherwise, why would he have this meeting? Oh, we did see this guy kill someone earlier in the episode, didn't we? So yeah, this was just kind of foreseen. It reminds me a little bit of Stain. Not too much similar, but just in regards to how they kind of act. One, how they act as a villain, and this guy how he acts as a hero. It has been a long time since I did see the Stain arc though. Yeah, again, my standout especially was this was these scenes here. I thought was really cool, and like I said, just like unfortunate that this then kind of essentially unqualified him to be a hero. He wasn't able to get in hero school, but this is the most you can do to be qualified to be a hero, if you know what I'm saying. It's like, it's totally backwards. He should pass every stage by doing something like this. Yeah, he gets denied because he gave up that. I guess maybe you could tell this was her considering the pink hair, but yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea that was her at the time until she mentioned it. But looking forward to maybe seeing more of that situation. Just a really cool little bit of backstory there. But yeah, good episode today. Good second half as well. As I said, I do kind of hope most of these guys are awful people, but I think again, inevitably there will just be some vulnerable people that have been taken advantage by drug dealers and drugs and such. Unfortunately, that's pretty much how every kind of big place in the world works. There's like an infestation of like drugs, and they go down to the lower classes and they prey on the lower class people, and so on. So yeah, there will be some unfortunate people getting killed here, which I really hate to see. So hopefully the Crawler and the gang can take them out next week. Do let me know what you guys think about this one though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions though. And I'll see you guys next time with episode 6.